Alright, okay. Sean, Katie, Sean, right. Rings of Power. We've missed 2 episodes. What happened in the last episode? Okay. Of Rings of Power?
The last episode. It's difficult because there's so many characters and I have to recap everything
Yeah,
from
right,
all
so
the characters.
I'll name the character, you tell what happened. Galadriel.
Right, she was in
Numenor,
that one, yes. In Numenor. She was trying to convince them to get her back to Middle-earth.
Yep.
She was also trying to convince them to help.
Yep.
Because she's not fully aware of why they no longer like the elves.
Yep.
She met... Oh, I struggle to pronounce his name.
Which one?
Isildur and...
Oh, no. Elendil. It's like Elendil. Elendil.
Why do they all have such hard names to pronounce? I can barely pronounce your name on some days. God, right, yes. So she met them.
Yep.
And Elendil.
Yep.
Took her to... I guess it was like a library, wasn't it? And was trying to help her figure out, the mark that she associates with Sauron.
Yep.
And she discovered that it wasn't necessarily like his mark. It was like a map, wasn't it?
It was a map, yeah.
And it was Mordor.
Yeah. Next character? Done with Galadriel? Tell me when you're done with the character. I think you're done with the character.
The king in Numenor was imprisoned, wasn't he? He's not dead. He's imprisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a Queen Regent.
There's a Queen Regent who we think was maybe his...
Either his daughter or his wife.
One of them, yeah.
We think it's his daughter,
Wife.
though. Did we? I thought you thought it was a daughter.
I thought it was his wife.
I thought you thought that out. But never mind. Right, Arondir.
She's one of them. Who?
Arondir, the elf.
Arondir.
The Watchtower elf.
Yes, he, along with his other elf friends, were imprisoned by the orcs,
Mm-hmm.
and were made to dig.
Yep.
And they try to fight back. They had a plan that if one of them gets to the top, they have to just try and run and just
Get away,
get some help.
Mm-hmm.
So they did that. They fought back. Unfortunately, they all sadly died.
Yep.
One of them managed to get to the top, and when he did, he had an arrow.
He was shot down.
Yeah.
He only took 2 arrows, though, like a wimp. Didn't take 3.
Well,
And they were only...
He's not a man of Gondor.
Yeah, but they were only mincy little thin arrows as well. They weren't like the big, super thick arrows that pierced Boromir's armour.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was really sad, but he's still imprisoned, isn't he?
Yep. But the episode ended on him being taken to Adar. Yeah.
Which I said was
Father,
meant father, because that's what Arwen calls Elrond, isn't it?
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
movies.
so. I watched this the
Adar,
other day.
or something similar. I'm sure Adar means father.
I've literally watched all 3 Lord of the Rings in the time it's between this watchings, and I've skipped out all the bits with the elves because I don't like the Arwen bits.
Okay, but yeah, that's fair enough.
Nori? Is that her name? Nori?
The Half-Foot, yes.
Is it Nori?
Mm-hmm.
Ori or something like that?
Nori, yeah. Nori Brandyfoot.
Yeah.
Yes. She was helping out the old man, wasn't she?
The
old
stranger.
Man. The stranger, whom we don't know who it is. Could be Gandalf, could be Sauron.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be Gandalf, hopefully. Could it be
Would
Sauron?
be a
We
bit
think
pooey
not.
if it was Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're kind of confused at who that is meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes. So she was helping him. He, unfortunately, though, came to their camp and exposed her helping him.
Yep.
And they basically said her punishment wasn't to be banished, I guess, but was that her family's caravan had to be in the back of the migration, which is bad because that tends to be the people that get left behind.
Yep. And he had a knackered foot.
And her father, has a bad foot. But it did end with the stranger helping them. He was still in the caravan and he was going to carry it and was going to help them continue the migration. Is that it from them?
Yeah. But those were the only characters that we saw in the last episode. We could say Elrond, but the last time we saw him, he was in Khazad-dûm with Durin.
Mm-hmm.
And
we still don't know what happened with that woman. No, what we did, it was about the elf. What was he called again? Arondir.
Yeah.
He discovered in his one of his storylines that they were looking for a weapon, weren't they?
Yes.
And we assume that that's what the boy has.
Yeah. But it's strange
Like the
because
blood magic sword.
it
isn't
looks like it's
Okay.
going to be a sword, but I'll be a bit miffed if it's a sword and it's meant to be Sauron's weapon because Sauron has a mace, not a sword. In the films, anyway. In the films when he comes out and he
In
beats
that one fight, he had a mace.
Yeah, I don't want him to have anything else. I wasn't all that happy when he had the spear.
Well, clearly he might look at it and go, "This is a bit crap because it broke easily. I'm gonna." Because as we know, swords can break quite easily in this world. So let's just,
Yeah, who finds that out? He finds
he
that
discovers it.
out. Yeah, right. So we're going to watch episodes 4 and 5, and it'll be the same video because we're trying to catch up on all the things I've missed. Because I've had a very lazy week, not doing anything. Yeah, let's watch.
Gross looking orcs, like, aren't they?
I like the look of the orcs. That's always my big complaint about
The Hobbit.
the hobbits.
Just the...
Yeah,
Yes, what to do with him?
it would be weird if it introduced Elendil and Isildur and not have them be the initial kings. Obviously not Isildur, like Elendil be the initial king. So my theory was that Halbrand was something like Angmar's king.
Because there were
Angmar's in the
10...
south.
What was it? There were 10 human kings.
9.
9. 9? Yeah, 9.
Well, actually, I suppose there would probably be 10, wouldn't there? Because
If you include...
weird.
Well, I guess that probably potentially hasn't happened yet, though. At the time when the rings are forged, there are 9.
9.
So I wonder if he gets one of the rings. Because that's what you were saying, wasn't it? That he becomes like the Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah. I hope they're going to explain all of this. Look at the way her name's spelt. Jennifer. What a ridiculous name. I'm sure she's probably a very lovely lady, but spell your name right, lady.
When I have children, I'm just going to name them ridiculous names just to, like, anger you. Not even ridiculous names, just, like, ridiculous spellings of, like, simple names.
Does that mean you're going to name one of your children after me, but have it spelled wrong?
Scene, yeah.
Scene instead of
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
At least I'll have a child named after me.
I'll call one of them Katie, but with a Y.
Oh no, don't name him after Katy Perry. God. Imagine anything worse. Well, naming Adolf, I suppose.
Wow.
That doesn't sound good.
Sometimes the island just needs a stretch. Slightly problematic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not a good thing, folks.
Yeah.
Is this the beginning of the fall of Numenor? Because we know the fall of Numenor is an event that has to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Oh my...
What? What the hell is this now? Look at the bloody... That's my worst nightmare. I don't mind telling that.
Oh, the tree? Oh, this must be a vision, yeah.
Oh.
And I suppose Elendil here is a runic emperor.
Petty lord, actually.
His people are scattered, leaderless. But with your backing, they might unite behind his banner
It might be Gondor.
and fight.
What do
Because
you
that's
mean, backing?
Sauron
exactly the same
was
thing
once your people's enemy,
that gets said
as
about
much as mine.
Aragorn.
I call on you to finish the task left undone. It swept me to this island for a reason, and it will not be quelled by you, Regent.
Okay. See the one that he stabbed with a twig?
It's really weird, but I was looking at some of the orcs thinking, oh, like, are these some of the ones that we're going to recognise? Like, the one in the last movie where you can kind of, like, tell that salmon. Ooh.
Guy's got a cauliflower ear. That is Benjen Stark. Wonder if they're going to eat him.
Oh, God.
They don't tend to mind eating each other. you were right.
Jeez.
What is it Saruman says? Do you know how the orcs first came to being? They were elves once. Taken by the deep dark, twisted and tortured.
Yeah.
So what if these are elves?
Try and make camp where you can.
Oh, he's a weird old man.
Nah.
And do they really want to hunt? Like,
Should never have let you talk me into this. I'm heading back.
Don't be such a soft belly.
that's peer pressure. Orcs have no love of sunlight.
And this is just all this is. It's just you.
Doing an impression of Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Man flesh.
Where'd you get that?
Oh.
It's cool and everything, but it's slightly problematic.
Only in the most obvious place possible.
And somewhere where you can't get out of.
He's obviously been playing Assassin's Creed. That wasn't quiet either. How thick are these orcs?
I'm sure on the orcs.
This isn't Lurtz.
Elves and dwarves working together. Something.
What's the crack with the jewel? That's...
Something, isn't it?
Because I think there's 3 Silmarilli. One was tossed in the sea.
Did you try asking his wife? Was there anything else you wanted to ask about, dearie?
What are you all hiding? What did you find? Trust them. Courage. Good. You'll need it.
The helmets up, you look like little doors.
I haven't even noticed.
Oh, I like that.
The old mine. Where's this? Khazad-dûm. This is where they're going to delve too greedily and too deep. You know what they awoke. He is a very smart man. Where was he when they were at Moria? You know what I mean? They took an hour to bloody open the door just by saying melon. What? That's how that word's spelled?
Hello.
Melon means friend. Don't mock me, I know Elvish. So what are they digging for?
Mithril.
Oh, it might be, you know.
I knew it!
Father has restricted our every efforts in the name of caution.
Ah. So this is where they're gonna
Unleash the Balrog.
waken the Balrog. Shadow and flame.
Wasn't as good, that one.
Call this miracle orb.
In our tongue, Greek letter. In yours, something like me proud.
There's 4 dwarves down there! You're in?
Not good.
Oh dear. What have they awoken?
Shadow and flame.
It's probably not that yet. That'd probably be 2.
That could awaken it. Doesn't mean that it would have to show itself. Earian.
I'm not in the habit of going off with strange young men.
Very wise. If I see any, you'll be the first to know.
Oh, stop it, you little charmer, you. I feel like this is meant to be like a whodunit, but I can't. It's not refined enough. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it's probably not even shown him yet, you know.
That would be so weird. I hope it's not going to be one of those cases where it gets to the last episode and then you see him.
As much as I admire your habit of
Did he just call her a horse? It's weird that it hasn't shown you him in any capacity. I think that part where she went, was it father or something, she said in the last episode. I think that was meant to be it throwing you off. I think he's probably dead. I like how there's certain similarities to the armours, to the Gondor armour.
What if he's going to help her?
Maybe him and Lindale will.
And when he announced plans to renew relations with the elves, the people rebelled. Much was lost.
Didn't quite look like that, but it was close.
I was chosen to rule in his stead.
It's a Palantir.
Palantir. 7 seeing stones that once were.
They're not all.
In the North's future you saw. Palantir show many visions. Some that will never come to pass that has already come to pass.
You said they'd be right behind me.
Oh. He's gonna have a strong case of sciatica. Spending that long in water. It's gonna be all damp and everything.
Nah, his hands will be all pruny.
His entire body will be all pruny.
Oh yeah, the orc cut his leg, didn't it?
Is he still trying to get food? You got plenty of food, boyo.
Someone's gonna be behind him. Again. No.
They're beating each other up.
Yeah.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Ugluk, the smartest of the Uruks.
God, that's like terrifying. That having like
A band of orcs searching for you.
All the while he's injured.
There's worse things. Being hunted by the Nazgul. That's scarier than being hunted by orcs. Oh, don't get too cocky, kid. Yeah. Idiot.
They are coming.
They are coming. Oh, that's Harry
Wrong
Potter.
universe.
That's Harry Potter, isn't it? The ministry has fallen. Aronde is just like, what are you talking about? You know, that wasn't terrible. That was quite cool. Good for him.
There's so many of them.
Where's the Horn of Gondor when you need it? I mean, if he can catch arrows, surely he would never run out.
Just because they're at the clearing doesn't mean they haven't got arrows they can shoot at them.
That's a shame. I thought she was going to get Boromir. I don't know why I'm wishing for her death. I don't think she's done anything wrong, has she?
A shame.
Does she still have that sword?
I was going to say, they still got arrows to shoot at you, like maybe just, you know.
I think there was only ever, like, one good orc archer. I think all the rest were crap. I think he wasn't even an orc.
I wonder if he's going to warn them or something.
Durin might have died. They looked like there was 5 coffins.
Was that?
It was a plea to the rocks to release the bodies of the miners with breath still inside them.
Oh, correct. The screams were so high pitched, I thought it was a child, so I took up my bow.
It was a sword.
It was a bow.
Ah, it was a
Regardless.
Forever am I with you, my son. Even in anger, times in anger most of all.
Oh, that was nice.
So is it Durin that starts the mining again for the Mithril, and is that eventually what awakens the Balrog?
Maybe.
Go to Linden. Find out what.
Oh, you treacherous beasts.
Well, it's like you trust Elrond, but maybe not Gil-galad.
Heard of him, lad? Have you heard of Sauron?
Ooh.
Well, you must have seen it.
Good.
So what's coming?
You'll need it.
That's implying that it's him? The Starfall? That it's the
I don't know if it's the person that's in the Starfall or if it's...
Oh, that's a hand.
Or if it's just that a Starfall marks it. I'm surprised no one's singing. Normally when they have ceremonies like this, someone sings.
Most of them are probably glad she's gone.
Then we ought not to keep them.
I wonder if she's going to announce that they are going to help. She'll change her mind.
Maybe. Why do they always stand? Sit down. That was another one of the signs, wasn't it? The white tree, all its leaves were coming off.
Is it because she's leaving? Is this what'll make her change her mind?
She's misread.
Found our eye. Or do they yet beat with the blood of the heroes that come? Is our valor confined to the graves of our slumbering fathers? Or is it here? And so, I've decided to personally escort the elf back to Middle-earth.
Ships will depart in 10 days. The expeditionary force will be made up of brave sons and daughters.
The men of Numenor are coming.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Just nice.
It's nice that they're helping, but it's like we know what happens to Numenor.
Yeah, Numenor's still doomed.
It's one of those things, and it's.
Find out what.
Is Linden where Gil-galad is?
Is that not where they're building there?
No. The forge is in Eregion. I mean, he was pushing it from the back there in that shot there. Would he not just hold it from the front and carry it on? I mean, but no, because in that shot at the back there where they were following him, he was just pushing it from behind. Surely you would just get him to lift it and carry it.
That was because he was stepping out of it. He was in it, wasn't he? And then he came out and revealed himself. He wasn't pushing it, he was just...
In that shot there where they were behind the thing, he was at the back of the thing pushing it.
Oh.
God, how many times have we got to explain it to you?
Yeah. How many episodes is this series going to be?
10, I think.
What episodes is this?
5.
I want it to start like...
Getting into some fights. We've had 4 hours and there hasn't been very many fights.
It's not even the fights, it's just it feels really slow.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we know the characters. Surely by this point we know all the characters.
I hope my
Let's
thing is
start, you know.
I don't want to keep rattling on about Game of Thrones, but I feel like this show is trying to be like Game of Thrones, like its first season was, where there wasn't any fighting. There was next to no fighting at all in the first season. But that's because there was all the political intrigue in Game of Thrones. With this, there isn't very much political intrigue. There's not very much holding the actual story together. So something needs to happen. Do you not think it looks very raw, honey?
Looks really pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah. Can you imagine having to carry a caravan everywhere? Fam, invest in a horse.
They're dangerous, Sean. But they're small, they're half foot something.
Rovanian Hills.
Weedbrook. Undercliff.
Grey marshes. Did they actually? They actually just got left behind, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they've been a lot slower, aren't they? Oh, they're being nice to him.
I feel like he is going to be Gandalf. Not elves.
Oh. Who's you?
The devil are these people?
Man, I don't like orcs, but the poor guy's just stood there with his arm being bubbled.
I know. What? What was the point in that? It's like, oh yeah, sunburn for me.
For the symbol of our strength.
So is Halbrand their king?
I think so. These are the Southlands, aren't they?
Who among you will stand and fight?
Oh, fair play to them. I thought it was going to be like the opposite of Numenor, and none of them were going to fight.
Don't do it.
You would make slaves of yourselves. So the Numenorians are coming to help them.
Southlands, yeah.
We're living them. Finding ways to contribute, to serve.
Maybe I don't want to serve.
I care. I'm ready to serve.
Huh.
Nothing.
How long have you two known each other? Like a day? Reforged shall be blade that was broken. No. It's not that odd.
It's a pretty sword, like.
It's not even a sword, it's just a blade.
Southlander. Your visitors.
Oh. Oh dear!
Find a new head to crown.
And she will.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not last very long, but she will.
1 or 2 years, maybe.
People are getting hungry.
I don't like
I
that lady.
don't like any of these people.
Stay close.
Hope she falls down and breaks something. And then is left.
Oh.
That's not a wolf.
Ah, he's protecting them.
You shall not pass. That was very similar to You Shall Not Pass. I cannot understand how angry I'll be if that's Gandalf. Oh god.
Oh, she's just gonna go up there and school them all.
Squash them.
But for you, I will keep.
I will promote.
I wonder if it's gonna be him. I wonder if he is gonna be the only one that's able to beat her.
Who?
Or kind of.
Elendil.
Elendil, yeah.
Oh
Look
look,
how smug he is.
this guy.
Do you realise, like, who this is?
My guy just went for the head. And again. No, I bet Elendil's the only. Isildur's the only one who gets her.
Oh. Oh, what if he does? What if she can, like...
He'll have to get promoted.
Oh, well, now she has 2.
And that's just dual wielding.
God, look how many of them there are.
Ugh. If you were one of these stores people, you'd be going, come on, guys.
Just put them out.
Yeah, not my apple stand.
Keep moving. Well done, Lieutenant.
Oh, he did it.
Oh, that's crap.
Show off.
Yeah.
That'd be saying, like, alright.
So you're not trying to show me up or anything, are you?
Never noticed Smith's aid.
Wars, forests, trade, tribute. I wouldn't dare stop that, not for all the salt and sea. And neither should you.
Oh, he's a bit of a schemer, this fellow, isn't he? It's a shame Numenor won't be around when Gondor's made.
The kingdom is in danger. I'm a...
What's he doing? He's freezing his arm.
Hey,
Oh, you idiot.
Don't pull it. Oh god, please tell me she still has a hand.
Yeah, she still has a hand. That's why you don't touch kids. That's why you don't touch things. What did you see?
Shipping off its warriors, expanding its cities. Bit southern for elves, no?
Oh, that's gross.
Typically takes you people weeks just to decide to take a ship.
If I may,
Durin.
the hand of time crawls so slowly for our kind. An obscure legend, regarded by most to be apocryphal.
Recount it, Elrond Peredel.
I wonder if that's the same guy who played Gilgalad in the films.
It speaks
Film.
of a battle, high among the peaks of the Misty Mountain. The heart is pure as Manwë, poured all his light into the tree to protect it. On the other, a Balrog of Morgoth channeled all his hatred into the tree to destroy it. Led you unending, lightning ensnared the tree. Forging of their conflict. A power.
Mithril.
And what if keeping your promise to his people meant ensuring the doom of your own?
How does this... How would that be the doom of his own people?
Wouldn't you kind of... I don't even know.
That's cool. I like that. That's Mithril's origin. That was a cool
Yeah.
origin story. I never knew that about Mithril. Yeah, he is a bit slimy like Gilgalad, isn't he?
But in my esteem, it is by such things our very souls are bound.
Good lord.
I do not intend to let mine slip away on the basis of mere hope.
Isn't he kind of just confirming that it is?
Is never near Elrond.
What would the Mithril do, though? Is there more to the Mithril than just the armour that we see in Lord of the Rings?
He also said if it was weapons, didn't he?
Yeah. probably has some. Can I just stick that in the tree and see if it fixes it?
Yeah, but it's Sauron that's causing this, isn't it? The darkness spreading, it's Sauron. Oh, he will. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The Horsemaster recruited him. Sorry, Seal. Sea is always right.
A seal. Stop calling him a seal. I hate that. I hate nicknames.
What are you doing?
What the devil's this guy doing now?
Thought that was a seal door. I thought he was sneaking
I
under the
thought it
ship.
was as well.
Is he going to cause it?
Oh, you bloody fools. Christ, isn't just set on fire, blew the bloody thing up.
Oh, but what if they think a seal door caused it though, that he helped in doing it?
That's what I think. That's what I thought as well.
This council will reconvene at first light to make a final decision. See to it Lord Halbrand attends.
I just can't imagine. After all this crack with Halbrand, I can't imagine them just going, right, okay, well, Halbrand doesn't want to be the king, so we'll make Elendil the king.
What have you been able to ascertain?
Last elf in the light of the Valar once more. And yes. Yes. It very well could be.
That would need a lot of mithril then. Like a lot.
But like the dwarves
I'm
aren't just going
sorry.
to give them it, so...
It's strange that they think that that's the only... Is it because they think that Sauron's defeated?
No, we all survived.
It's just making it seem like this isn't happening at the same time as...
And when these people discover it, they will cast me out.
Did he give them a possum?
So
Like,
will you.
Did he what?
did he
Sometimes
give
to
up his
find
people or
light.
something? Like, what did he do?
I have fought for centuries seeking to earn mine. This is how you earn yours.
It's always a boy racer or an ambulance, isn't it?
What's in it though? Like, what's in the little pouch?
I think it might be something like Angmar, you know. I think it might be.
You are Sauron, are you not?
Is that why blood's there?
Oh, Drake.
The key to that sword.
Oh, Drake, no. No. No.
Cut his own arm off or something. What is it? Yeah, pay attention. Look for everything. Oh. Is that the actual sword?
Oh, it's just stone, isn't it?
Or is it just stone?
Our enemy knows your son has what he needs to enact it.
I don't think we've seen Sauron yet. I don't think any of these characters are Sauron.
Days. Maybe
Is that all them? Is that all the orcs?
Looks like it.
And when they march upon us, this tower will fall.
Then I shall fall as one of them. quite right, is it?
Light.
Light the beacons. God, now even the orcs are singing. There's been 3 songs.
I mean, Tolkien did like songs.
I know.
So it doesn't really surprise me.
You can just skip the songs in the book, can't you? Oh, it's the weird writing. Skip. Are they lighting the thing and then leaving? I don't know what that would achieve, but
Maybe they're just casting light on the tower.
maybe they intend to drop the tower on them.
But shadows, swept away by the tides of time.
But it's always very poetic, isn't it? But do they even know that Mithril will fix that?
Whose hands?
Yours.
I like that he told him though, and he didn't try and trick him, or he didn't betray the trust, he just...
Another bloody ambulance? That's 3 in 2 hours.
Don't push your luck, Elf.
Oh, I like that they're still
like
friends.
That. Oh, was he watching?
He's just a bit...
Weird.
It's a bit
What
silent.
if it's him?
But Gil-galad does fight in the War of the Last
Yeah, but
Knights.
what if, like, I don't know.
I think my thing is, do they just
Lord
think...
Halbrand, the Queen Regent summons you.
Do they just think that because they think Sauron's dead, that it can be nothing else? And then when they realise, oh, actually Sauron's alive, he's the one that's... Aren't they about to get on a boat?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they riding their horses to the port?
Sean, please, they are people of importance.
Oh, look at his helmet. That was very Gondorian.
Is this going to be the last time that she sees them?
Probably.
Do you reckon the city will fall while they're fighting that, and that's why they don't go back?
Probably. That thing there's very Minas Tirith-y.
Yeah.
God, I'd hate to be on one of those little minuscule things. If I wasn't on one of the big boats, I'd be
Well,
livid.
that's just like a stepping boat to the big boat, isn't it?
Oh, they're friends. It's a shame all their friends are probably going to die.
Yeah. We know what happens to Steel though.
Alright, here she comes. Got to make an entrance. You all might have all your cool armour, but look at my armour.
Yeah, why is their armour white? Like, that seems so impractical. Like, a blood would just stain that so easily. Or like a cream, is it?
Maybe the idea is that it never gets blood on it. Which is also impractical, because if they're going to kill stuff, then it's probably going to get blood on it. Good for them.
What did Halbrand do though? That he, because he said everyone would hate him if they found out. What did he do? Did he give his people away or something? Like, did he?
I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out.
The thing is though, when I first saw him, I thought like he looked a bit like Aragorn. Oh, I thought that's what they were going for. But maybe it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in this have the sort of short brown hair and a bit stubble.
I know, but even just his face, like, I just thought he looked a bit like him. I was kind of like, oh.
Whitey.
Okay, so surely the next episode
That's
is
5 hours. That's 5 hours where all anyone's done has stood and talk. There's been maybe 5 minutes of anything fast-paced.
Be back.
in this entire show so far. Oh my word! It feels so slow. Like it just. Oh.
I know that's my only complaint about this show is everything looks pretty, the characters seem good, like I can feel myself getting into it, but I just
it's taken too long.
Like don't get me wrong, the good thing about a series is that you can take your time with characters, but I feel like this is taking
but you
too
can
much
take
time.
too much time's a thing as well.
I'm kind of like I really hope the stranger isn't Gandalf.
It better not be.
The more I've thought about it, the more I'm kind of just like, why though? Why bring him into it if like why? You don't need Gandalf to make the link between that and Lord of the Rings. Galadriel's already in it, so is Elrond.
Yeah. So is Elendil, so is Isildur. It's like you've got characters who people will know from the series.
Yeah.
Like even Nicole knew, that's our big sister. Even Nicole knew who those characters were, but she didn't know their names.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't quite understand their significance.
Yeah.
But so once she actually watched Lord of the Rings, she was like, oh, it's Elendil, it's Isildur. Like a lot of people won't know who Elendil is because his name isn't said that much.
Yeah. It's Isildur, that's
Isildur's the big one, yeah. But it's like
but just knowing that that's Isildur's father, everyone's like, oh, that's his father's sword. You know, everyone knows. Yeah. That's who it is.
It's just, I feel like this is meant to be like a whodunit. As I said earlier, I feel like it's meant to be like a whodunit. You're trying to figure out who Sauron is.
I don't know if we've seen him.
But I don't think he's been in it yet.
I don't think it's a stranger. I think chances are it's probably going to be Gandalf.
Yeah, I think
all arrows are pointing to that being Gandalf at the minute.
Yeah, with him spending this much time with them.
Yeah, because for some reason Gandalf can only spend time with hobbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really hope it's not.
I don't think it's that Ardar character because that seems too obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's making it seem like he's like you said, he's the one that is like creating the orcs. He's kind of, Sauron's servant. Maybe he becomes like the mouth of Sauron or something.
Oh, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
And then I don't know who else.
I really hope though, more than anything, that it isn't going to be like that series where it gets to the end and that's when you see Sauron.
That's when you first see him.
It's like they're all like, oh, we're all gathered here, and he shows up with his mace. Cut to credits.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
But I was kind of like, well, what if it is Gil-galad? And it's like, he's after the mithril because he wants to use it.
For the rings, maybe.
For the rings, or for the armour, or something, I'm like, oh, that would be a twist, because we think he's, the elven king that everyone, loves so much, and it's actually not him.
Yeah.
But then that would make sense, because...
Generally, the only bits I've been interested in for the last maybe for those 2 episodes that we watched there, and probably not the episode before, but so in those 2 episodes, the only bits I was interested in were the bits with Elrond and Durin. Like I didn't really care about Nori and the stranger. It feels like I've been in Numenor for 3 years now. It's like they've had the same conversations again and again and again. I like the bit with.
I like when she was training with the recruits.
I like the Palantir and.
Yeah.
The little shot you saw of the hilt that looks like Narsil, but it's just taken so long.
I feel like if the next episode is like the beginning of the fight, it's the beginning of like the actual war, I'm kind of like okay, because then I feel like it will be fast paced. But up to this point, I'm kind of just like, oh, how?
But even then, it's been like they're obviously not going to fight Sauron in the next one, are they?
No, it'll be that Watchtower fight, won't it? Them fighting the orcs and
people might just sit and say, well, you just want to see fights all the time. But it's like
just fights, though, is it?
I mean,
so we're enjoying House of the Dragon, and it's not really been crazy fights. It's not been big battles or anything. It's
because you've got the political intrigue, but this doesn't have the political intrigue. It's just.
I feel like there's a lot of questions that I have, whereas 5 episodes in, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like I should have them.
Yeah.
Like Halbrand, like who is that? Like what? I'm like, because it's like you said, it's like it's Erendil that unites all of
brings all the men together.
Isn't he? So it's like, so surely Halbrand must die, right?
So that's why I was kind of like,
or it's revealed. What if he's Sauron?
That's why I was kind of like, well, maybe he's like Angmar or something like that, and he gets, while he is a king, he gets turned into the.
Yeah, he gets corrupted by his. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of like the boy Theo. I feel like he's probably a big character. Like, but I'm kind of like, I could see him becoming, because a part of me thought, oh, what if he becomes a Nazgul, or what if, I don't know, because there's something with the sword, and the fact he's using it's like blood.
Well, it's 9 kings of men that get turned into Nazgul. I don't know if there's a Gondor one, but I know that obviously the Angmar gets turned into one. And there's obviously 8 others, so I just assume there's probably going to be at least 1 or 2 here that are going to get turned into Nazgul.
There's this thing with the sword. I feel like the sword has so much impact, but I'm not sure. Like,
yeah,
like what's this?
It needs to.
The sword?
I think it's in my mind. It's spent 5 hours now, going very slowly. If there's going to be 10 episodes, it needs to spend at least another 4 episodes now, going quite quick paced.
Yeah.
Needs to be fights. Needs to.
But
the best part of that
it
episode.
depends how many seasons this want to do, because from what I've seen, people haven't been that impressed. So I'm kind of like, if they are hoping for another season, they need to like.
Yeah.
A lot of money was spent on that show.
It's like, why do people love Lord of the Rings so much? It's like, yes, it's very good at world building, but it's also got the best battle sequence of all time. Probably the best 10 minutes in cinematic history in the end of Fellowship. It's got some of the best characters who didn't just spend hours at a time standing around talking to each other.
Yeah.
You know, they were always moving towards something. But this, it just feels like they go, okay, we need to do this. No, we ain't going to talk. Oh, we'll go back to doing this. No, we're going to talk. Oh, we're going to go back to this. And it's been like that for 5 hours now. And it's like, I need time of my life that I'm enjoying. I've only got a finite number of minutes on this earth. I don't want to spend all of them just looking at Galadriel standing talking about something.
Yeah. I do like the stuff with Elrond. I like the actor that plays Elrond.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Him and Durin, both.
And I like the fact that it's like they have a good friendship. I'm curious to see what it is that, because it's like obviously elves and dwarves end up hating each other. So I assume it's something to do with this time. I thought it might have been the Mithril. Elrond betrays Durin's trust and tells him about the Mithril, but it seems like it's probably going to be something to do with Gil-galad.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem to like them.
But the dwarves are there at the War of the Last Alliance.
Yeah, but in The Hobbit it made it seem like it was the fact they didn't help, the elves didn't help, that caused the issues.
Yeah, the Smaug.
In The Hobbit,
which comes after the War of the Last Alliance.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean though, so I'm like, is it...
It probably won't be this.
Yeah, it's probably that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I would think so. It's more the woodland elves they don't like, isn't it? Like they kind of side dislike Elrond, but it's only because he's kin with the woodland elves. Like it's woodland elves that are the sort of snotty ones. But yeah, like genuinely the best part of that episode there was the origin story of the Mithril.
I like that,
It was a good shot with the Balrog and the elf.
I like the stuff about the Mithril, and that's the thing, it's like... Because Mithril in The Lord of the Rings, it was a big deal, especially in the first one when, we thought Frodo died. But other than that, it wasn't really mentioned until the last one, was it?
No.
So it's like... The fact that it had the reference of the Mithril, I'm like, oh, that's good, because it's like, it wasn't a crazy big plot factor, but it wasn't... But it's enough for me to go, it's, I like that.
Yeah.
Whereas if the stranger is Gandalf, I'm kind of just like, well,
yeah, that's a step too far.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to introduce Gandalf. There's already so many references in the show.
Yeah. Like, there was a lot there, right, and where it was obviously referencing Lord of the Rings. I can't remember what they were. I said them at the time, where there was similarities to the writing, and it was kind of like, okay, we get it. We know that it's related to Lord of the Rings. So if you want to show us relations to Lord of the Rings, start doing things that are Lord of the Rings like, instead of just having people standing and talking about starlight and elves and Noldir and Paldir and Ola and all that stuff. Just get some cool fights in where elves get to be cool. Alright? Or the dwarves are bashing people with our hammers and axes and whatnot. Get it in. But yeah, I was just reacting to episodes 4 and 5 of The Rings of Power. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Who do you think Sauron is? Do you think he's here? Like the video.
So, who were those crazy people? Sorry to interrupt, but who were those weird people that were just like sniffing the
Yeah, that was weird. wasn't it?
crater that the
Didn't
stranger had
expand on
fallen
that.
into. Like
Didn't
who?
expand on that at all. Did it? Just showed you them sort of sniffing the ground and then
And then
What
looking
was
all
it?
weird and creepy, and then
they just left. I don't know. Like the video, subscribe, think about being notified when we upload. We upload every day. Anything else you want to say?
I have hope that it gets good.
I do. I want it to be good.
Because it has all the tools. I'm just like, okay. Like a jigsaw puzzle. I feel like we've got the edges all done. We just need to start putting the middle pieces in. We
Yeah.
just need to start getting it all, you know.
Yeah. Enough of
right
the quail
places.
sauce. Give us the meat and potatoes. That's what we need. As Duran would say. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
I need to know